Sangha with great virtue, out of compassion for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach us how to beat suffering, attain bliss and birth and death, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức thắng thịnh, ý thức pháp hội cấp nhập tiếp chúng sinh, vĩnh viễn diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã môn, như há liêu trần tự ly khổ đà ra, tốt chứng vô sanh. Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Homage to the blessed, noble, and perfectly enlightened one.
Nam mô Sa Đàn Tùa Su Che Đô Ye, Ơ La Hờ Đi Sa Miao Sang Phu Tô Xie.
Nam mô Sa Đàn Tùa Su Che Đô Ye,
Nam mô Tát Đa Tha Tô Ya Đà Ya A Ra Ha Đế Tam Miêu Tam Bồ Đà Tọa.
Nam mô Tát Đa Tha.
The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I've come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom thus someone's true and actual meaning. Vô thường thầm thầm bí diệu pháp bất thiên vạn kiếp năng tao ngã kim kiên văn đắc thọ trì nguyện dạy Như Lai chân thật nghĩa. For Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Earth Store Bodhisattva, Venerable Shenhua, all good known advisors, Amito Phổ. Thưa chư Phật Bồ Tát, thưa Địa Tạng Bồ Tát, thưa Thượng Tịnh Hóa, thưa vị thiện tri thức, A Di Đà Phật. We, on slide number 161, talks about accomplishment, thành tựu, số 161. Accomplishment, meaning in the Mahayana, when we talk about accomplishment, is it has a meaning of becoming flourishing, đại thừa có nghĩa là thịnh. The second meaning for accomplishment is that it's deriving from the first meaning. It means high, lofty, and expensive. Because in Chinese, it's from Chinese chiu, chấm chiu, chiu tự, meaning that's lofty. Okay. In particular, this accomplishment here has an emperor connotation because they used to rule by a theory of piety. They are the only, back then, emperors were the only ones who were allowed to call themselves as filial. We common people cannot call ourselves filial. Okay? And therefore, only them can accomplish the ultimate virtue of filiality. Xưa thì cái thành tựu nó có ý hàm ý là về hoàng đế. Hồi xưa hoàng đế là họ rule, cai trị, hay chịu, cai trị bằng cách bằng bằng cái hiếu, đức tính hiếu. Hồi xưa chỉ có những hoàng đế mới có thể gọi họ là có hiếu thôi, chứ còn thường dân được gọi hiếu. Vì vậy hoàng đế mới có thể được thành tựu được cái đạo đức mà tối cao nhất. Okay. Yes.
I wonder if you need to speak in Vietnamese.
It's being recorded anyway. I thought about it too, and there's no need. It speeds up things a little bit, but on the other hand, it's being recorded, so. Sorry.
You don't
Good point.
me as Vietnamese anyway, so.
I don't consider any of you Vietnamese anyway, so that's true. Người ta hỏi có nên nói dạng dịch tiếng Việt không? Tại vì mình thâu thành kệ dịch tiếng Việt, mình chậm một tí, giảng lại qua hết đồ giả. So the theme of this sutra here is the sutra teaches us about how to accomplish the ultimate virtue, which is filial piety. This is why this sutra is so popular. This is why this sutra is so important, Mahayana. That the Buddha had to make sure that he explains to his mother before he enters Nirvana. Okay? Thì cái kinh này, cái mục đích của kinh này là dạy mình làm sao thành tựu cái đạo đức mà tối cao nhất là cái hiếu, bao hiếu. Người lời Phật trước khi mình nhập niết bàn phải lên cái cung trời đao lợi để giảng này cho mẹ, giảng cho chúng sanh, giảng truyền pháp cho chúng sanh. Okay, question? Chapter 1, slide 162. Manjushri said that the Buddha were honored one. Throughout many aeons have cultivated good roots and certified to unobstructed wisdom. When I hear what the Buddha says, I immediately accept it with faith. Some hearers of small attainment, gods, dragons, and the remainder of the Eightfold Division, as well as other living beings in the future, may hear the thus come one's sincere and actual words, but will certainly harbor doubts. They may receive the teaching most respectfully, but they will be unable to avoid slandering it. Well, honored one, please discuss in detail the conduct of Earth Store Bodhisattva while he was on the causal ground, and tell us about the vows he made that have enabled him to accomplish such an inconceivable task. Slide 164. Vấn thù sư lợi thưa, bạch Đức Thế Tôn, từ quá khứ con đã tu thiện căn từ lâu, chứng vô ngại trí, nên nghe Đức Thế Tôn dạy thì con tin thọ ngay. Các vị tiểu quả thanh văn, Bát Bộ, Thiên Long và Vị Lai chúng sinh đẳng, thì dẫu được nghe lời nói chân thực của Như Lai chắc chắn sinh nghi, có cung kính mà thọ nhận đi nữa vì thất khỏi hủy bác. Thỉnh cầu Đức Thế Tôn giảng thêm trong nhân địa. Địa Tạng Bồ Tát Ma Ha Tát đã lập thề nguyện gì, đã làm công hành nào, đã thành tựu được sự không thể nghĩ bàn nọ, mà thành tựu được sự không thể nghĩ bàn nọ. Slide 165. Doubters. Những người không tin. This sutra refers to the fact that the principles elaborated in this sutra are very profound. Therefore, the people, certain groups of people have a hard time believing it, let alone us. Okay. Trong kinh này là nói ra những một số người mà nghe giảng những cái đạo lý của kinh Địa Tạng Bồ Tát này thì họ cũng không tin nổi nữa. Những người có trình độ, chẳng hạn như họ là những tiểu quả thanh văn. They are small hearers of sound hearers of small attainment. Okay, why is it called small attainment? Gọi là tiểu quả. Because he only learned about the partial truth. He only learned about the partial picture. The Buddha, when he explained the sound hearer vehicle, small vehicle, he only used it as an expedient to prepare them for high level teachings. Khi mà Phật Thích Ca mà giảng về cái pháp thanh văn, pháp A Hàm, thì chỉ diễn tả một cái phần của cái sự thật thôi, gọi là dùng phương, gọi là pháp phương tiện thôi, để cái phương tiện để mà dẫn đường cho tiếp tục học tới cái pháp lý cao hơn. Why is that? Because at the time he wanted to include people with shallow roots, narrow roots. Tại sao vậy? Tại thời đó khi ngài bắt đầu giảng thì có phù ngài đoàn nó nhiều lắm, nên ngài muốn giúp đỡ một cái số ngoại đạo mà họ thiền căn cái căn nó hơi hẹp hòi một tí. In particular, their consciousness is deficient. Deficient meaning inadequate. Okay. Những cái vọng thức của họ, mấy cái người thiệt căn này, vọng thức hơi cái thức hơi vọng, hơi nông cạn. In another group of people who would have a hard time understanding this is the Eightfold Division, because they are of inferior capacity. Cái phần bát bộ họ cũng gọi là hạ cơ, họ cũng sẽ sinh nghi. Or living beings in the future, that includes us. Or vị lai chúng sanh là chúng mình. Because our nature, our resolution is not durable. Cái chí tính của mình nó không có được kiên cố. And we are facing heavy karmic obstructions, which are very difficult to escape. Mình này cái nghiệp chướng nó rất là khó, nó rất là nặng, khó mà thoát dễ sợ. And therefore, these doubters cannot help but give rise to slander, and as such, it's very undesirable because they will fall, and that's what the Buddha mentioned. Why this Buddha mentioned about doubters? Manjushri mentioned doubters because he's trying to help us avoid slandering the principles of the teaching. Vì vậy ngài Văn Chủ Sư Lợi mới nói cái phần này, phần nghi vấn này để cho hy vọng là chúng sanh khỏi phỉ báng cái kinh này. Mà nếu phỉ báng cái kinh những cái đạo lý này thì sẽ lọt. Okay, questions? Yes.
So a person with a lot of doubts, is that considered shallow roots?
Yes. Những người mà có đa nghi đó là cái không phải là thiện căn, cái căn đông cạn, đúng. Yes.
Okay. And you said that the eightfold divisions are inferior capacity.
Yeah.
Like I thought such as dragons, they are great cultivators in the past lives, but because they didn't follow precepts, so they fall into the.
Right.
So isn't there like great cultivators like they should?
Not necessarily. They're not great cultivators. They're very, very energetic cultivators, but they're not. They're not very good. They work very hard, but it doesn't mean they're yeah, sure. They used to be. They used to be usually very, very vigorous cultivators, and therefore they accomplished quite a bit. But no differently than you would cultivate vigorously without a proper direction. You're going to accomplish a lot. You can have spiritual powers, but your wisdom is not very profound. Folks, we cultivate the objective. Our cultivation is to unfold wisdom. That's our primary goal. Okay? These guys, when these eightfold division like dragons, and when they cultivate, they're more interested in accomplishments like spiritual powers. They're going for the wrong angle. And therefore, they got what they wanted, spiritual powers, but they don't have the wisdom to use them wisely. Okay? Các bộ là hạ cơ là họ tu rất gắt gao, nhưng đều thiếu cái sự hướng dẫn tu trật pháp thành tựu ngoài vòng ngoài thôi, thích như thần thông này nọ thôi, chứ còn họ không mở mang được trí huệ, không mở mang trí huệ để có thần thông thì sẽ làm những thần thông thì làm vậy. Okay. Như vậy sẽ rất. Alright, does that answer your question? This is the difference between Mahayana and the externalists, because the externalists, their goal is spiritual powers. Their goal is they want things that are sellable. Okay? Things, concrete things that you know, material things, gains, benefits. That's what they're selling. Okay? Mahayana, we are promoting, we're advocating wisdom. We say all those material things are not that important. They're not that significant. Okay? Big difference. Right? All right. Any other questions? Next slide, 166. Okay. Why do people doubt the Buddha? Tại sao nghi ngờ Phật? Okay. Even arhats who have unfolded transcendental wisdom already, or Pratyeka Buddhas, they all have unfolded transcendental wisdom already. Yet they can't help but doubt the Buddha's teaching. Why is that? Okay, this is what Manjushri knows. He says, I know these guys, even though they have transcendental wisdom, they can't help it themselves and doubt the Buddha. Why is that? Ngài Manjushri lời biết rất rõ ràng, Ngài biết ngay người thanh văn, người biết chi Phật có trí huệ và là thoát xuất thế rồi, mà vẫn nghi ngờ cái lời dạy của Phật như thế. Tại sao vậy? Because their wisdom is not complete yet. Tại vì trí huệ nó chưa đầy đủ, trí huệ mới trí huệ nhỏ, mới mở cái tiểu trí huệ thôi. Okay? In Mahayana, this is very important. This is not elaborated in most English texts. Okay. In Mahayana, when you cultivate and you are able to see your nature, like the Chan school love to promote. Okay. Chẳng bên Đại thừa, như bên Thiền tông mà nói là luyện công, luyện thiền để kiến tánh. See your nature. What's another word for seeing your nature? Quý vị biết kiến tánh nghĩa là gì không? It's enlightenment. That's the Chinese way of describing enlightenment. Okay? Kiến tánh có nghĩa là đắc ngộ. Okay? Giác ngộ. Thiền tông cái kiến tánh Thiền tông chỉ là giác ngộ thôi. Very clear about it. So to see your nature means you can see the truth about yourself. That is wisdom in Mahayana folks. Kiến tánh nghĩa là gì? Kiến tánh nghĩa là mình thấy được cái tính chất chân thật của cái bản tính của mình. Cái đó Đại thừa mới gọi là giác ngộ. That is wisdom as far as Mahayana is concerned. That's the only thing that counts. You see the truth about yourself. Okay? Cái giác ngộ bên Đại thừa rất quan trọng, tại vì giác ngộ có nghĩa là mình tự thấy được cái sự thật của mình. Okay? You are no longer confused by yourself. Mình còn bị tự lừa nữa. That is wisdom. You are stupid because you keep on confusing yourself. It's very unflattering, but that's a sad truth. folks, don't be so high on yourself. You keep on fooling yourself. You don't even know it. Okay? Cái đại thừa nó hơi sóc tai một tí, tại đại thừa nói đại thừa nói là quý vị là rất là dốt nha. Vì cái vô minh không thành công thì là thấy được cái sự thật của mình. Tại sao mình tự biết mình hoài, mình tự lừa mình hoài, không thể mà không biết được. Okay? Thành vì vậy nó gọi là vô minh. Vô minh không phải là tại vì nhìn ra ngoài, mà tại vì nhìn vào trong không thấy được sự thật. Okay? Questions? Is it insulting enough for you? Yes, question.
So enlightenment and nirvana is two different things.
What?
Enlightenment and nirvana.
No, they're not.
They're the same.
Yeah, they're the same.
So when you get enlightened, you enter nirvana.
Yeah, you. That's a good question, by the way. Nirvana has cái câu hỏi là giác ngộ với niết bàn khác nhau như nào, nó giống nhau. Because you see, this is not a well-known fact. Nirvana has different kinds of nirvana. Okay, cái niết bàn có nhiều loại niết bàn, có 4 loại niết bàn khác nhau. There are 4 kinds. Okay, different nirvanas. But what it really means is that the misconception, folks, is that nirvana is very, very misunderstood. Cái niết bàn là cái mà quý vị thường những quý vị đều hiểu lầm nữa. Nirvana, I think most of you think nirvana is death, isn't it? Right? You can't enter nirvana unless you're dead. I think phần lớn quý vị nghĩ rằng niết bàn là phải chết mới nhập niết bàn được. That's what the Buddha does. He dies and he enters nirvana. That's what the well-known famous monks and nuns do. That's what they say. People say, right? They say they enter nirvana. Okay. Right? Is that not true? Is that what you understand as nirvana is? And Randy disagrees. So what is nirvana then?
I think it's a state of no longer becoming. It's like, I believe it's like when you see your own nature, there's no longer self. But it doesn't mean that the person physically dies yet. But there's no more, they no longer have to return, but that doesn't mean that they die at that moment. I think that the false self dies.
That's pretty good. That's very good. Can you repeat that? It's too complicated for me.
You want it in Vietnamese?
No, I mean this guy. Because what you said, not Vietnamese. He's close. I'm toying with him. He's close, but that's pretty good because that's pretty good insight. Because let me put it this way, Randy. Most people think nirvana is death. Okay? That's the most very prevalent misconception about nirvana. Nirvana is something associated with death. You cannot enter nirvana until you die. Okay? It's incorrect. And along those lines, okay, you're right, because even though it's not explained in English, because that's a misconception that's never elaborated, explained by the monks and nuns, including Master Shinhua, and never been translated into English anyway. Okay, nirvana is not death. Okay, it is along the line of what Randy said, which is pretty good. Nirvana is an awakening to the principles. Thường người ta nghĩ niết bàn là chết, mình nhập niết bàn. Chỉ ra niết bàn, ý nghĩa chính của niết bàn có nghĩa là mình đã khai ngộ được, giác ngộ được cái lý, mình hiểu được cái lý. Alright, that's what nirvana means. Nirvana is an understanding of the principles. Okay. Does that answer your question?
What principle?
I know it's
The truth.
Oh,
The truth. It's only one principle, the truth. Okay? So if you understand the principles, you've got Nirvana. You experience the state of Nirvana. Yes, question.
What is the Nirvana in Chinese? I still don't
Nibbana.
Yeah.
Okay? So, Nibbana. So, you see your nature, meaning that you acquire wisdom according to principles. Your wisdom is in accord with the principles. That's what seeing nature is. Okay? Thì kiến tánh có nghĩa là mình như lý trí, nghĩa là mình không cái huệ mình đúng, nó thích, nó hợp với những cái lý trí. It also called as no attachment wisdom. Okay? Cũng có gọi là vô trước trí. Why is it called no attachment wisdom? Tại sao gọi là vô trước trí? Anyone?
because there's nothing to attach to.
Once you understand, you can put it down, let go. That's why you have no more attachments. If you have true wisdom, you have no attachments. Somebody is smirking, has a smirk on the face. Yeah, you're pretty far from it, let me assure you. Tại ra vô trước là tại vì vô trước trí, tại vì nếu khi mà mình hiểu rồi, có trí thì thiệt sự mình hiểu rồi thì mình có thể không còn chấp trước nữa. Mình có thể bỏ hết tất cả, gạt bỏ tất cả. It's only because you're confused that you still hang on to things. You still have handles in you. Okay? Tại vì mình còn vô minh, mình vẫn còn kẹt, vẫn còn chấp trước nữa. Okay? Questions? Now, this is the important thing, because even though you understand the world, you penetrate the principles. Okay? Mặc dù mình biết hiểu được cái lý thuyết, hiểu được cái nguyên lý rồi, but the work is not done yet, folks. Không phải mình dừng lại đó đâu. Okay? Then you have to keep on cultivating, tiếp tục tu. Then you're going to obtain something called later obtain wisdom. Mình sẽ đạt được gọi là hậu đắc trí. Okay. Now, with this second level of wisdom, we are able to understand all the phenomena of the world. Okay. Cái hậu đắc trí này cho mình hiểu được những cái sự của trên thế gian này. Okay? So, in other words, first you obtain the principles, you understand the principles, then you apply the principles to the world. Then you understand. That takes time, that takes work. Understanding the theory is not good enough. It's useless. It's not much great use. That's why in Mahayana it takes both levels. The principle level is the nominal level as well as phenomenal level. Okay? It's balance. Bởi vậy mình đại thừa mình coi gọi là coi cái hiểu cái nói về cái chuyện lý với sự như vậy. Hiểu lý một chuyện đều phải biết áp dụng cái lý mới thấy được cái sự mới gọi là hậu đắc trí được. Okay? The theorist, the person who understands the principles is basically a theorist. Okay? For that theory, you need to learn how to apply the theory to the real world phenomena before the theory is of use to us, living beings. Make sense? Okay? And that takes a lot of work. It takes hard work. That's where the mind, that's where the bodhisattva vehicle comes in. khi mình hiểu lý rồi mình biết áp dụng những cái lý thuyết đó để mình thấy được cái sự về những cái sự kiện. Thì như vậy thì cái tu hành mới có lợi ích cho chúng sanh. Alright, cái đại thừa mình rất đặc biệt về đó là mình mở cái hệ để áp dụng cái lý thuyết và cái sự kiện. Okay, so far so good. And this second later attained wisdom is also called according to count wisdom. Cũng gọi là vô ngại trí, gọi là như lượng trí. I forgot the Chinese here. Okay. The Vietnamese here. Anyway, it's, let me take a note of that and change it later because it's the Vietnamese. I need to have different program to type in Vietnamese. Okay, and also called unobstructed wisdom, cũng gọi là vô ngại trí, because you are no longer obstructed by the world phenomena. Okay, that's why it's unobstructed wisdom. Vô ngại trí tại vì mình không bị những cái sự kiện của thế gian làm cho mình cản trở mình được nữa. Okay?
And that's phenomena.
That's the phenomena. Phenomena is the principle. Okay, so Mahayana here, nomina versus phenomena. Nomina is principle, phenomena is the instances of the principles, the application of the principles. Okay. You need both kinds of wisdom. You need to cultivate both kinds, folks. Okay. Questions? So, if you use a self-unobstructed wisdom, then to listen to the Buddha's words, then you will immediately believe. That's what Manjushri, the case of Manjushri. Khi mình dùng cái ngã vô ngại trí ấy, mà nghe giảng kinh, nghe kinh này, thì như ngài Văn Thù Sư Lợi mà đã nói, thì ngài nghe tin, you immediately believe because he used that wisdom to listen to the sutra lectures. Okay, but the arhats and pratyeka Buddhas haven't even seen their own nature yet. So they can't help themselves but give rise to doubts. Còn những người ngài A-la-hán hoặc là thanh văn quả, viên giá quả, họ mà hỏi chưa được kiến tánh nữa, cái trí huệ họ còn thấp hơn là kiến tánh nữa, thì làm sao mà không nghi được khi mà nghe lời giảng những lời kinh này. Okay, question. So that's why those in inferior, even those in inferior wisdom can't help but doubt. Doubt is the teaching. Okay, hạ căn thì sẽ sanh nghi. All right, any questions? What's unobstructed wisdom? Unobstructed wisdom has four kinds. Okay. Thì cái vô ngại trí có bốn loại. They call four unobstructed eloquences. Tứ vô biên ngại. Or the first one is obstructed eloquence of Dharma, pháp vô biên ngại. Okay. The unobstructed eloquence of Dharma meaning that you can understand, since you understand all the Dharmas, you can elaborate on all kinds of Dharmas. The Dharma that comes out of your mouth is endless. Okay. Khi mà mình giảng pháp, cái pháp nó từ miệng nói ra nó vô tận. Slide number 167. Number 2, unobstructed eloquence of principles. Nghĩa vô biên này. Meaning that even though when you explain 1,000,000 different principles, they all return to one principle. Okay? Bao giờ mình giảng một triệu cái pháp lý khác nhau, những triệu pháp lý nó sẽ trở về lại một pháp lý thôi. Okay. So from one, in other words, from one principle you can elaborate, explain that into 1 million, and 1 million are drawn back to one, can be summarized to one, and are separate from one. Okay, that's the kind of eloquence you can have, the kind of wisdom you can have. Okay, một ý nghĩa nó dạng là 1 triệu ý nghĩa khác nhau, rồi từ 1 triệu ý nghĩa khác nhau nó sẽ gom lại thành một cái pháp. Okay, endless principles. Third one, unobstructed eloquence in phrasing. What's the point in explaining things if you don't have the skills to phrase it properly? Okay, so this kind of unobstructed eloquence in phrasing is that every single word carries principles. Okay, mỗi cái chữ là mỗi cái từ đều có đều có cái lý thuyết ở trong đó. Okay, so that's why when the Buddha originally explained the sutras, and khi mà Đức Thế Tôn giảng kinh, every single word he said is very important. Mỗi chữ đều quan trọng, tại mỗi chữ nó đều có cái ý nghĩa của nó. Okay. Nothing is excessive, nothing is deficient. Every single word is with a purpose. Thì trí huệ Đức Thế Tôn dễ sợ như vậy, giảng kinh mỗi chữ có cái lý do của mỗi chữ. Okay. And finally, the fourth one, unobstructed eloquence of delight in speech, meaning that listening to him speak Dharma is so enjoyable. Beats going to the movies. Okay. Thì là thuyết vô ngại là cái phần tư. Nghĩa là nghe giảng kinh với cái vô ngại trí này thì thích nghe, thích thú nghe để sợ, quên ăn quên ngủ. Okay, questions? Slide number 168. Eightfold Division. We are surrounded by protectors. The Eightfold Divisions are the Dharma protectors. Bát Bộ là họ hộ pháp. Okay. The concept here is for us to realize is that we are receiving a lot of help. Phải hiểu rằng là mình tu được tại nhờ được giúp người, được rất nhiều giúp đỡ. Okay, a lot more than you were aware of. And so the Eightfold Division includes different kinds of beings like the God's realm, the God being, the dragons and the ghosts like yakshas, or the Gandharvas. This is musical spirit. Thiên của Bát Bộ còn cái trời là thiên, hoặc là rồng, hoặc là quỷ, dạ xoa, hoặc là Càn Thác Bà là mấy cái thần âm nhạc. Or the asuras, there's some good asuras, mấy tụi Atula là tốt, thiền Atula, they also Dharma protectors. Garudas are the golden winged fungbird, they're the huge birds. Kalola là họ mới cũng có thần thông. The Kinnaras hoặc là Khẩn Nala. Kinnaras are what? Also musical spirits, but they specialize in songs. Khẩn Nala là Càn Thác Bà là làm nhạc khí, còn Khẩn Nala là họ ca hát. There's a difference. You see, it's not explained not clearly specified. The Gandharvas, number 4, the Gandharvas on slide 168. Gandharvas are basically, they play musical instruments. They're very good at that. By the way, most of our great music is a copycat of heavenly music. Okay, listen, because their music is fantastic text. Because the best music in our world is from the heavens. So if you can open your heavenly ear, you listen to it, then you have hits after hits after hits. Nói cho họ biết tại vì trong khán giả có một ông là nhạc sĩ, ông làm nhạc country music nổi tiếng lắm, ông nổi tiếng lâu rồi. Mà ông này ông biên nhạc nhiều lắm. Thành tôi nói nghe là nếu nhạc mở được cái thiên nhĩ, nghe nhạc trên trời là biên nhạc, sáng tác nhạc là to nhạc nổi tiếng không, thành công đó. So that's what the Gandharvas do. The Kinnaras, the Kinnaras, I have on my stuff. The Kinnaras, cái khẩn đó là they specialize in singing. Okay, their singing is just superb. Thành cái cận là họ chịu một ca hát rất là hay. And finally, the Mahoragas or the great pythons, Maholaya là cái trăng. Basically, Mahoragas are earth dragons. Họ là địa long đó, loại rồng nó trường nó nằm dưới đất. These dragons specialize in crawling around on the ground. The huge things, humongous things, scary things. Python, yes.
So I thought that usually the protector are more in the Zoom side, the Yang side. But
Yeah.
here you have also the Yi side.
Good question. Question is the Dharma protectors tend to be on the Yang side. Why are they on the Yang side? What do you think? Then you, for Pháp là you. Why is that?
Because they are more clear-minded.
Yeah. Và đầu óc sáng suốt. What else? A very important thing. They're good. They're good. The Yang side tends to be good. Tend to specialize in doing good. The Yin side specializing in causing trouble.
But like the number 3 is
Why do you think it's Yin? Because they want to cause trouble, therefore they want to hide it, they want to conceal it, they don't want you to see it. See? If you see it, they can't cause trouble. Yeah? Tại sao? Là dương là thiện. Tại vì bên âm là tại vì chuyên môn đi làm bậy thì phải giấu rồi bởi vì mờ ám. Mới gọi là âm. Okay?
but the Yaksa is that Yi and Yang?
Okay, good question. Vậy như vậy dạ xoa là yin, âm là dương. The yakshas are yin, but they cultivate a long time and they believe in doing good, so became yang. Dạ xoa tu lâu là thành biến thành dương. These particular Dharma protectors are yang dominant. They have a lot of yin, but they're more yang dominant. So even though they can resist the urge of causing trouble, of doing bad, okay, it's there, but they can resist it.
The Asura, they can be both either.
Yeah,
So the protector, they are Asura but in the Yang side.
yeah, on the yang side, okay. Hoa dương nó là dương nhiều hơn là âm, thành mặc dầu nó muốn làm bậy nhưng đều cái phần dương nó mạnh hơn, nó thịnh hơn, thành không làm bậy. Okay. Atula cũng vậy. Alright. Any other questions? These guys, folks, have tremendous spiritual powers. Cái thiên long bát bộ, thần thông dễ sợ. Tremendous spiritual powers, and they're guarding, they're protecting us. So when we cultivate these Eightfold Division beings come over and protect us. This is how we can cultivate. Otherwise, we cannot possibly cultivate. Okay? Không có thiên nào bầu thì mình tết mà róc mình hồng mà tu được, ngồi đường công được. Alright? Next slide, number 169. Vows. Okay. Oh, by the way, when the sutra says mention causal ground, meaning that the things that you did in your past life that planted the seeds for you now to reap the harvest. Okay, that's what the causal ground. That's important. The concept there is that you need to plant the seeds in the past for it to mature now. It takes time. It takes work. It's not going to happen overnight. Okay, that's the concept of causal ground. You need to plant the causes for your success in the future. Okay. Cái nhân địa nó quan trọng tại vì nhân địa là mình ý nghĩa là mình tạo cái chủng tử trong cái quá khứ để bây giờ mới có được hái được cái quả, mới được cái thành công. Cái thành công là tự mình tạo được cái quả từ kiếp trước. Okay, and part of the process on the causal ground, cái phần mà mình làm mà cái phần trong nhân địa đó là we make vows. The vows dharma. Okay, cái pháp lập nguyện. That is, we make vows in the past. Trong quá khứ mình đã lập nguyện rồi. Thành bây giờ mình có được cái ngày này. Okay, you start with making vows. Okay, in the past, you made vows in the past, and because you made vows in the past, you encounter many tests of your result. Một khi lập nguyện một cái là tự động sẽ người tới thử thách một ngày một chút. Okay, khảo thí. Alright, that's a fact of life. As soon you're doing just fine, you go there and goof off and take it easy and go and have a good time with your friends, no problem. And as soon as you start making vows, I resolve to cultivate, I resolve to learn how to do chant, I resolve to do something about my life. That's when the tests come inferior. That's when you all fall off the wagon. Okay? Mình làm bậy làm bài thì không có gì không sao hết á, chuyện gì cũng êm đẹp hết. Một khi lập nguyện một cái rồi lập nguyện tu hành một cái là bắt đầu thử thách nó tới dữ dội, bởi vì mình mới đó. That's why usually for first timers you fall off the wagon immediately. Okay. Thành mấy người bắt đầu lập nguyện một cái, bắt đầu tu một cái, thường ta rớt, ta văng hết. They cannot survive. It's a very scary thing. Those tests are very scary. So the bigger the vows you make, the tougher the test. Cái người càng lớn chừng nào thì cái khảo thí nó càng khó khăn chừng nào. And there you're sitting there and think, gee, all he only asked is cross my legs. I can't even do it. Leave alone making vows. Nói xếp bằng không được, tôi đòi lập nguyện. Okay? But the good news, there's some good news. Có gì tốt ở chỗ. The thing is that though, even though the tests are much tougher, but actually it creates the opportunity for you to receive guidance and get to your vows. Okay? Đều cái hai cái phần tốt về cái về lập nguyện cái chỗ mặc dù cái thử thách nó khó, nhưng đều vì nhờ cái nguyện đó thì mới được thọ nhận được cái sự dìu dắt để thành tựu những cái nguyện. Okay? Because the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are very compassionate. They know the difficulties that you'll be facing. Okay? Part of your learning experience, part of our learning experience is that we need to face failure and not give up. before we can succeed. Cái quan trọng là như vậy. Tại Phật Bồ Tát rất là từ bi. Các ngài biết rằng mình cái thử thách đó cũng khó khăn dễ sợ, nhưng điều cái bài học rất quan trọng cái đó là mình mặc dầu mình thất bại nhưng điều mình không bỏ cuộc. If you want to succeed in anything in life, you need success. Is not about success. Success is not to give up. Okay? Thành công rồi cũng cứ mình làm chuyện gì, thành công được thành tựu là tại mình không bỏ cuộc. Alright? Any questions?
Yeah, the tests are. Is it part of the manifestation, or someone actually gives you a test?
Cái khảo thí ra sao? Cái hình thức của khảo thí ra sao? It's of infinite variety, my friend. Khảo thí đủ loại, không cách nào nhận được. Whatever you can think of, it's all those. On top of it, whatever you cannot think of, they're all those as well. How's that?
That sounds more right. That sounds right.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, it's designed to overwhelm you.
Maybe it's not overwhelming. Because you're overwhelmed, you fail the test.
Yeah.
So,
But you have to learn about failure. You cannot succeed without failure.
okay.
You cannot possibly succeed without failure. This is a misconception about success. Success is built upon failure, folks. Because unless you fail, you will not be able, you're not willing to learn. You refuse to learn. Ta nói thất bại là mẹ thành công, cái đó rất là đúng. Tại vì nếu như nếu không có thất bại, mình sẽ không hiểu cái thành công. Okay? Tại vì cái thất bại mình mới chịu học, mình mới chịu đổi. You're not going to change. You're not going to improve unless you fail. There's no need for you to change. Okay? Thành ra nếu như mà không có thất bại thì không cách nào mình đổi. It's important to realize that once you make a vow, the test comes to do what? To enable you to act. Cái do mình có khảo thí tại một khi mình làm cái nguyện á, sau làm nguyện mình phải hành động. Because if you don't act, it's simply an empty vow. Tại vì một khi mình lập nguyện mình không hành á, không làm, không thực hiện thì cái nguyện đó chỉ là vô dụng, nguyện gọi là nguyện không. Alright. On the other hand, the opposite side of the spectrum, ngược lại, if you actually have no vows, you're probably going to do it only once. That's enough. It's hard enough. Okay, I have enough today. No thanks. Okay. Yeah, maybe next time. Never mind about enlightenment. Maybe next lifetime. It's too tough. Maybe next lifetime about crossing my legs. Let me go for rebirth right now. Never mind about cultivation. Too hard. Hurts too much. I know what it feels like now, so I'm happy. Okay, I know now. Okay. Ngược lại nếu như mà có hành động, có thực hiện mà không có nguyện thì chỉ làm lần thôi. Tại mình làm lần thấy vừa đủ rồi, thấy thỏa mãn rồi, mình thấy được, hiểu rồi, thấy rồi. See, same analogy can be extended to thấy kiến tánh rồi. You see your nature, you see it once, that's good enough, that's enough, right? No need to apply yourself anymore. Okay, that's very important. The Dharma here is very, very beautiful because you have to realize that it's the vow Dharma that enables us that gives us perseverance. Phải có kinh nghiệm, mình có cố gắng lâu dài.
And that is from the past.
Hmm?
And that is from the past that we made.
That you are able to have right now. If you want to keep it up, then you have to keep on making vows. What is it? Then I must have made vows already in the past. Therefore, from now on, I don't need to make any more vows. Enough, it's tough enough already. It's too smart. Too smart for me. So I have to remind you that you have to keep on making vows. Ông này ông khôn lắm, ông hỏi cái câu hỏi là toàn đừng tắt không à. Cái có nghĩa là quá khứ đã làm lập nguyện rồi, bây giờ tôi nhắc là quá khứ đã lập nguyện rồi thì bây giờ mới hưởng những cái nguyện đó, những cái quả đó. Nhưng đều cũng có nghĩa là mình phải tiếp tục lập nguyện tiếp để mà hưởng những quả lớn hơn trong tương lai nữa. Okay, any questions?
For Earth Store Bodhisattvas, how come he or she knows to make the same vows, similar vows every life after life after life?
He's reminded. Someone come, by the way, for personal your caliber, don't go for arhatship, go for enlightenment. And he said, that sounds right. So okay, I go for enlightenment again.
Again?
Yeah, that's how it works. We remind, because we forget. And the teacher has to come along and say, by the way, this is what you should be shooting for. Okay? Because you are of that kind of caliber of cultivator. Don't settle for less.
Reach higher.
Absolutely. Làm sao mình biết được là nhớ mình làm cái nguyện gì? Tại vì thiện tri thức tới nhắc mình. Tuy nhiên, đừng có chơi xỏ, đừng có chơi lớn. Alright. Any other questions? The Buddha said to Manjushri, by way of analogy, it is as if all the grasses, trees, forests, hemp, bamboo, reeds, mountain, rocks, and motes of dust in a 3,000 great thousand world system were enumerated, and each of one made into a Ganges river, while within each Ganges river, each grain of sand became a world, and within each world, each mote of dust was an aeon. While within these aeons, the motes of dust which would accumulate were in turn to become aeons. The time elapsed since Earth Store Bodhisattva has remained on the position of the 10th ground is 1,000 times longer than that of the above analogy. Even longer his dwelling on the grounds of Samhira and Pratyeka Buddha. Slide 172. Đức Thế Tôn dạy văn thù xứ lợi. Ví dụ cả tam thiên đại thiên thế giới này có bao nhiêu cỏ, cây, lùm, rừng, lúa, mè, tre, lau, núi, đá và vi trạch. Mỗi vật giả thiết là một sông Hằng, rồi số cát trong các sông Hằng ấy, mỗi một hạt giả thiết là một thế giới hệ. Số bụi của các thế giới hệ này, một hạt giả thiết là một kiếp này tích lũy bao nhiêu hạt bụi thì đem cả ra mà giả thiết một hạt là một kiếp nữa. Và thời gian mà Địa Tạng đại sĩ từ khi trụ Đệ Thập Địa cho đến ngày nay còn nhiều hơn cả ngàn lần số lượng giả thiết trên. Huống chi thời gian mà Địa Tạng đại sĩ trụ quả vị thanh văn và diệu giác. The Buddha here on slide 173, the Buddha uses the analogy here to illustrate that the numbers are uncountable. This happens a lot in the Buddhas when he talks about time. Okay? In many sutras, they use this analogy to illustrate uncountable numbers. And then on top of it, they multiply it by 1,000, as the sutra text says. So it says that, you think you give up, it's even bigger than you think. And then It means that only the Buddhas can see that number, can understand that number. He understands, it's very accurate in his mind. He knows exactly what it is, to the decimal point. Cái đây là cái ví dụ mà những kinh rất thịnh hành. Phật dùng những cái số, những cái ví dụ này để mô tả một cái số lượng mà không thể đếm được. Cái thời gian nó dài mà không đếm được, đếm không được rồi còn nhân thêm 1000 nữa, nghĩa là còn lớn hơn mình có thể tưởng tượng. Thì ta nói rằng là có Phật mới hiểu những cái số này, thấy rõ số này. It is uncountable to us only. It is very precise in the Buddha's mind. That's how wise his wisdom is. Cái trí huệ Phật dễ sợ như vậy. Mình nghĩ mình chóng mặt, còn Phật nhìn cái đó rõ ràng như con số một của mình. Okay? He's mentioned here the concept of 1,000 world system. Cái tiểu thiền thế giới, small 1,000 world system. Okay? Meaning a system of planets, folks. Okay? This is the cosmos according to the Buddha's eye. That's how the Buddha sees it. Okay? Cái này Phật thấy những cái cảnh giới này là cái tiểu thiên thế giới là gì? Có 1.000 cái nhật, 1.000 cái mặt trời, 1.000 cái mặt trăng, 1.000 cái Nam Châu, cái chỗ mình ở, 1.000 cái sơ thiền. So 1,000 suns, 1,000 moons, 1,000 of the southern continents where we live right now, and 1,000 first dhyana heavens. That's one small 1,000 world system. Think about it. So far in our world, we only see all the binoculars. You probably get to see so far. Okay, the Earth and the planets and satellites, the galaxy. Okay, the Buddha says what you have there is tiny structure called 1,000 small 1,000 world system. Think about it. This is incredible. This 1,000 world system is like the way we can look at the small hair in your arm in front of us. That's how the Buddha sees it. Isn't it fascinating? It's kind of the Buddha vision. Phật nhãn dễ sợ. Cái tiểu thiên thế giới là chút xíu, đối Phật chút xíu thấy rõ ràng như vậy. Okay. And then the next level up is a middle 1,000 world system, or the 2,000 world system, meaning 1,000 small world system. Sang cái trung thiền thế giới là 1.000 cái tiểu thiền thế giới. All right. And then the next level is a great, the 3,000 great 1,000 world system. Okay, meaning that 1,000, 2,000 world system. Okay, it's metric. The first is 1,000. You multiply another 1,000 in the middle, and then great is another 1,000 on top of it. Okay. Tiểu trung thiên là thứ nhân là 1.000. It's called. So in there you have a lot of planets, a lot of suns, lots of moons, lots of continents, lots of first dhyana heavens. Có nhiều lắm. Bạch ức cái mặt trời, mặt trăng, Nam Châu, bạch ức cái sơ thiền. Okay. That's the cosmos as the Buddha sees it. Okay. Would you like to know what a 3,000 or 8,000 world system is? Quý vị biết cái đại thiên thế giới là gì không? What is it? Anyone? Ai biết cái đó là gì không?
Is it the
There's
Buddha
lots of
land?
planets. Okay?
Galaxy?
Is it the Buddha land?
That's right. Excellent.
What?
Excellent. It's a galaxy.
Okay.
It's a Buddha land. A galaxy is basically one Buddha land.
Right. Well,
Okay?
so,
That's it. We can't even see to the end of our galaxy yet, right?
And there's thousands of galaxies.
And 1,000 galaxies. Okay, that's a fact.
Maybe millions of galaxies. We have no idea.
Infinite. Infinite according to the sutra. Yes, sir. Think about how vast the cosmos of the universe is. See, we can't even, with all the technology we have, you can't even see to the end of our universe, our galaxy. And it's thousands upon millions upon billions upon trillions of galaxies. Buddha sees it all. He says, this is where they are. Huh? Look at the vision. Even beat Superman's X-ray vision. Phật nhãn dễ sợ, thấy một cái tam thiên đại thiên thế giới này thiệt là chỉ là một cái Phật độ thôi. Okay? And actually the structure is that in space, this is how they're laid out. Huh? Jenny said, wow, it's so big. I thought my world is so big already. No, it is nothing yet. So it says in space, in empty space, trong cái không gian. So you have the wind that rises on top of the water. Okay? And then there's a wind, in space there's a wind. Okay? Space has give rise to wind. Trong cái hư không nó có gió. On top of the wind, then you have water. Okay? And then on top of water you have earth, on top of earth you have human. That's the hierarchy of the support structure. Interesting? Huh? Cái phòng ở trên phòng có thủy, trên thủy có điện, thủy có nhân. Okay, mọi người. Alright, questions?
You mean that the galaxy is supported by the wind?
By the wind.
So how come we only see like darkness? Is it actually water, wind?
I don't know. How do I know?
Wait until you get there.
Yeah. You open your Buddha eye and you see it. You don't need to ask me. Okay, any other questions? Yeah. Now, let's go through the logic here, because the Buddha's logic is kind of interesting. It's inconceivable. Okay. Logic. What's logic in Vietnamese? 逻辑. Okay, never mind. Okay. So,
How about ways of thinking?
Okay, Master. Hold on, Master.
Systems of thinking.
Simplify it. Just simplify it.
okay.
Make it simple.
Take one item. Never mind about the trees and the rivers and this, all those things. Never mind. Take one item. All these numberless items as the Ganges River. Okay, which is innumerable. Okay, and like the rivers are it's just infinite amount of rivers. Okay, and then the Ganges has countless sands. Each sand is one world. Okay. So all the sands of the Ganges River would give you infinite amount of worlds to deal with. And within each world we have one dust of mote, okay, as one kalpa. Okay. The kalpa is 16 million years. Okay. So basically you keep on adding and then your computer runs out of RAM. You know that? You cannot buy enough RAM in the computer to compute this number. Infinite. Okay? It's baffling the kind of numbers they're dealing with. And this is nothing yet, folks. Until you reach the Avatamsaka Sutra, mấy cái số lượng nó không thể bất khả tư nghị. Cái này chưa nhầm gì đâu, tới vào kinh Hoa Nghiêm rồi. They have one chapter. They explain these huge numbers. That's all he does. He says, take this number and then buy this number and keep on going. The entire sutra is about this huge number. single chapter. That's it. Okay? Incredible wisdom. And this is so fascinating to me. To me, it's fascinating because it's beyond my comprehension. It says, wow, there's so much more on the other side of the wall. Yeah, we are so confined to our world. Okay? So small-minded. Anyway, okay, any other questions? Okay, so all these countless time, infinite time. Okay? And this Bodhisattva here was on the 10th ground. Alright? We're on slide 177. People are so confused, they don't even bother reminding me that I shouldn't mention the slide number. 177. It's nothing. Okay. I want to introduce you to the names of the 10 grounds. It's very important Dharma here. Mahayana Dharma, folks. Okay? Pháp Đại Thừa. The first ground is the ground of happiness. The ground of leaving defilement, the second one. The third ground is the ground of emitting light, the ground of flaming wisdom, the ground of difficult to defeat, the ground of manifestation, the ground of traveling far, the unmoving ground, that's Venerable Shiyun's level, ground of good wisdom, and the Dharma cloud ground. Okay? For you even to hear about these 10 names, you plan inconceivable blessings with Mahayana. Don't need to make vows today, walk. You accrue enough blessings for today. Today, no need for vows. You met your quota. Quý vị mà nghe được cái tên cái thập địa là thôi, 10 cái địa là thôi là cái phước báo nó lớn không thể tưởng được. Phước báo về với đại thừa lớn hơn nữa. Hoan hỷ địa là địa thứ nhất, địa thứ nhì ly cấu địa, phát quang địa, diệm địa, nam thắng địa, hiện tiền địa, viễn hành địa, bất động địa là ngài Hư Vân đó, là bát địa, thiên huệ địa và pháp vân địa. Okay? You cannot even comprehend these numbers you can't even comprehend. The kind of blessing you generate from listening, knowing about these 10 grounds is just as inconceivable. That's how blessed you are. Of course, you don't believe me, right? Because you're not even an arhat. You give rise to doubts. Yes.
So, does that mean that if we hear it and then we weren't able to remember by the time we walk out the door, that means our blessing is not good enough to remember that?
No, it's not that. You just plant the seeds for kind of blessing that will ripen in the future. It takes time.
Someday we'll get it.
It's just like when you plant rice. You keep on throwing the things on the ground. The more of those you throw down, the more rice you get.
Those are from the Avatamsaka Sutra, right?
Yes. Also for Purana Sutra. But the Avatamsaka Sutra is the one that elaborates more on these, usually to the highest level of details. Cái hỏi là như vậy mình nhớ được tên cái 10 cái địa này là có nghĩa là mình đủ phước hay không? Cái quan trọng là mình nghe thì những trồng nhân, những trồng lúa vậy đó, mình phải trồng cái chủng tử dưới, trồng càng nhiều thì gặt lúa nhiều hơn. Okay? Of course you don't remember, but each of these is beautiful. Why they call ground happiness will be explained later in a different sutra. Why is it called ground of leaving defilement? Okay? Why is it called unmoving ground like Xu? Because it's for a reason.
Isn't that the ground of irreversibility? That you go back, the resolve is so strong no matter what happens?
You attain irreversibility much earlier than that. cái mà bất thoái chuyển là it's a much lower level. Okay? Give an example. If you reach first stage arhatship, you reach a stage of irreversibility already. A small stage of irreversibility, but still it's irreversible. You cannot help but keep on progressing, regardless of what you do. You make sure you do.
Just make sure you keep on doing something.
This is why it's so important. Nghe, bất thoái chuyện người tôi nói đừng nói chuyện bất thoái chuyện là mấy cái địa này. Còn ngay cái bất thoái chuyện là từ đã lâu rồi, trước đó là xa. Chẳng hạn như là cái sơ quả A-la-hán là một cái loại bất thoát chuyện nhỏ rất quan trọng, tại vì không cách nào mà bị tụt lùi được. Never ever again. How big it is, folks. I make fun of arhatship, but you don't realize how big it is. You cannot fail anymore. Okay? Questions? So, for example, why is it called eighth ground? Is called unmoving ground. Chẳng hạn như cái bất động địa bát địa, bất động địa. Why is it called unmoving ground? The Buddha is so beautiful. All these teaching to me is so wonderful. Cái pháp đại thừa nó hay như vậy. Tại vì cái trí huệ Phật nó hay như vậy. Why bất động địa làm gì? Because he's trying to tell the eighth ground Bodhisattva, say, you are stuck. Go figure. Here we try to work our butts off, trying to cross our legs and trying to avoid leg pains, dealing with our leg pains. Okay? We say, never mind, don't talk to me about enlightenment, it's too far away from me, okay? You know, from 1 to 2, first to second ground is extremely difficult. You know how difficult it is for you to go from 3rd to 4th already, or 4th to 5th already. Extremely difficult. Okay? And when you talk about enlightenment levels, even more. Okay. Now, and then here the Buddha says, 8th ground? This is your problem. The 8th ground says, huh? Me? More? That's how incredible the Buddha's wisdom is. Beautiful. Because the 8th ground Bodhisattva says, oh, that's right. That's why he calls me unmoving. Beautiful. Just like earlier I explained to you about, all of you, about the various heavens. I look at you and say, yeah, what are you talking about? I want to know more about more concrete things, more useful things. What are you talking about heavens and all this stuff? You guys don't realize that all those descriptions are meant for you to see, that's what you are.
But every one of those sounds so positive. They sound like a cloud of happiness.
Mình nói là những cái tên hay, tên có vẻ rất là hạnh phúc, sung sướng, tại sao mà sao có cái chuyện có vấn đề nặng vậy? But you see, that's what I alluded to yesterday. Vì tôi giảng phần ngày hôm qua đó, because the Mahayana, the pure Mahayana artist, okay, người tu đại thừa, they don't look at perfection, they look at imperfection. All these names reveal your imperfection. See that? Never been explained to you this way, has it? All these names are meant to remind you of your imperfections. Vậy nên đại thừa tu là nó phải tu, ta nhìn về cái sự thành công, ta nhìn cái sự mà mình cái thiếu sót của mình, cái chỗ hỏng của mình. Okay. Cái pháp đại thừa nó khác với đó. Okay. Thành cái pháp đại thừa khi người ta đặt tên, Phật đặt tên 10 cái địa này không, mỗi cái địa tên mỗi địa cho mình biết là cái chỗ cái khuyết điểm mình là chỗ nào. relenting pursuit of imperfection, folks.
Sure.
Unrelenting pursuit of imperfection.
Imperfections, not perfection. Imperfection.
Oh, there, there.
Isn't that amazing?
Too much? Is it too much? Okay, we can take a break today.
Does
It's
that
too
mean
much.
that the bodhisattva in the ground, the first round, has got too much happiness? Is that alluding to?
Okay, có một cái question, câu hỏi là như vậy sơ địa là sao? Sơ địa là hoa nghị cái này too much happiness. What happened is that the bodhisattva who made it this round, this level, he's free of defilements. And when you're free of defilements, you are so happy. It is so blissful. You don't realize it. Cái ngài sơ địa, cái quả được sơ quả, sơ địa một cái là ngài thoát, ngài trừ, ngài gạt bỏ hết tất cả những cái vô, cái cấu nhuế, cái vô ấy, cái dơ bẩn. Vì không còn dơ bẩn thành cái lạc nó sướng không thể được, nó quá lạc. You see, you guys, we look at happiness as, let's say, a glass of wine, or a wine cooler, or champagne, okay, or love, or sex. That's what makes us happy. The bodhisattvas look at that, those are defilements. If you can let go of all these defilements, attachments, all these defilements, the kind of bliss you experience will be out of this world.
So what's the flip side to all that bliss?
Hang on.
Stuck.
Aha! Hang on.
Okay.
Let me translate in Vietnamese because this is important because the Vietnamese don't realize it. They talk about the Avatamsaka, flower, the Dharma Sutras, and all those things. They don't realize all these dharmas are extremely profound. They're so meaningful. Cái mà khi mà đạt tới mình cứ nghĩ là cái thế gian, người thế gian ta nói là sung sướng mình là uống ly rượu cho ngon ha, uống rượu đế ngon, hoặc là uống champagne, hoặc ăn đồ ăn ngon, hoặc là tình ái. Cái đó người đại thừa, những người Bồ Tát nhìn đó là đồ dơ bẩn. Nếu mình bỏ chấp trước về những cái đồ ấu nhuế đó, thì cái lạc là mình hưởng nó sướng không thể tưởng. Incredible. Okay? It's because you're not willing to let go. That's why you can't experience all these things. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are not doing it for their sake. They say, hey, I've been there. I saw it. I know what it's like. I'm telling you the truth. When you say, I don't believe you. I like what I heard. I'm happy already. No thanks. Okay? So what happens to you? You enjoy the small things, and the body dies. And you have to face it. Okay? Doesn't last. Your pleasure doesn't last. Very, very short-lived. Okay? So what do? You spend your entire lifetime pursuing things that do not last. Things that are false. Okay? Người thế gian tưởng mình thông minh, đẹp đuổi những cái gì tạm bợ, cái gì cái thú vui nhỏ nhỏ. So, what's the negative part about happiness? He is overwhelmed with bliss. First time, it's just like the first time, let's say I give you an analogy, the first time you're in love. That feeling, nothing like it, right? You're attached to it. Thành cái ghét của ngày sơ địa là nó là sướng quá đi, mấy ngày ghét vào cái sướng. You're attached with this. See, even enlightened beings still have to work on their imperfections. Ngay những ngày giác ngộ cả vẫn phải tiếp tục sửa những khuyết điểm của mình, lấp những khuyết điểm của mình. Look, why? Why is that? Because it gets better. Sao vậy? Càng lấp nhiều khuyết điểm thì cái lạc nó càng lớn, nó càng trì nhiều. Okay? Any questions? Now, we're on slide 177. Why are we flying today? Next slide, 178. Of all the positions here, and earlier we mentioned the 10 position, the 10 ground position. The sutra text only mentioned 10th ground, one position. Okay? Kinh chỉ mình nói hồi nãy mình nói là thập địa luôn, mà kinh chỉ nhắc là không có đề thập địa thôi. The 10th ground is the 53rd position out of 54 positions before you become a Buddha. Mahayana is very, very precise. You cultivate the Bodhisattva vehicle, the Mahayana vehicle. You will have to progress through 54 positions before you become a Buddha. Alright? Dạ thưa, cái thập địa này là cái địa vị số 53, thứ 53 trong 54 vị. 54 vị này, địa vị này thì phải tu là phải qua 54 vị này mới thành Phật được, mới thành được, đắc được Phật quả. So far so good? Okay? And so not to mention the small vehicle where their dharma is a little bit lower and they not as easy to reach as you think. Don't think it's easy to reach arhatship. Arhatship is extremely difficult because most of the successful world people, they get stuck below. They don't make it. They don't break free. So arhatship is extremely difficult. And yet, it's a small fruition in terms of cultivation. To reach a ground level, like the first ground, is just something else. Okay? Kỹ thừa, quả kỹ thừa là khó rồi, đừng tưởng phải là dễ. Cái quả mà sơ địa là quả bất khả tư nghị, khó không thể tưởng được. And even so, all those are very difficult stages for cultivation. He chose to remain in the 10th ground for a long, long time so that he can cross over more living beings. Ngài Địa Tạng Bồ Tát vẫn ở cái thập địa thời gian rất là lâu để cứu nhiều chúng sanh. That's how compassionate he is. He doesn't think of himself. Đại bi dễ lớn như vậy là không có tự lo cho Phật, lo cứu người khác. Okay? Questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
About Earth Store Bodhisattva stays there to cross more living beings. So if he's lower or if he's higher, then he cannot cross as many living beings. He stays there.
So he can cross living beings. He just said that when you see, you have to realize the 10th ground is something else. Cái câu hỏi là lâu như vậy, ngài ở thập địa lâu như vậy có nghĩa là ở trước đó là ngài cứu với chúng sanh hơn là sao? The idea here is you have to realize that the 10th ground is a wonderful thì cái thập địa là cái hay dễ sợ, tại vì cái quả đắc quả là dễ sợ. What happened is that unlike the lower levels, lower grounds, the 10th ground is a ground where the Buddha comes and teaches. Khi mà đạt thập địa nó hay hơn mấy cái địa thấp hơn, tại vì một khi cái thập địa rồi Phật đích thân tới dạy quý vị. Oh my God, I teach.
Personally?
Well, I'm not a Buddha, so I don't know how personal it gets. Okay? But this is what differentiates a high ground than a low ground, because they understand a lot more dharmas. Their vision, their wisdom is so much broader. For example, I'll give you an example. Never mind about all these big things, okay? But I'll give you an example, give you a better feel. The 10th ground Bodhisattva looks at the 10,000 things, and he sees Dharma, he sees Mahayana everywhere. That's how wise he is. So far so good. Cái thập địa hay chỗ tại vì thập địa là cái huệ, lúc mà tới thập địa là Phật đích thân tới dạy, truyền pháp. Nói nó quanh còn nói nó tặng ra cái cho ví dụ thôi là trong cái người đạt cái thập địa rồi tên gì vàng sự đều thấy là chân lý. Yes.
Is that when Master Shuнгwa used to say that all things speak the Dharma?
The 10,000 things speak Dharma.
All the time, you just don't.
The 10,000 things speak Dharma.
That means
No, you have to memorize it rightly, because you're going to thank me one of these days. The 10,000 things speak Dharma. Bởi Ngài Thiên Hóa, ông đệ tử Thiên Hóa nhắc lại là Ngài Thiên Hóa thường nói là 10 vạn vật đều nói pháp. That's the state of the 10th ground Bodhisattva. Fascinating, huh, Julie? This is so much.
You say that you're right now just saying that he's a 10th ground Bodhisattva.
He's higher.
In Thailand?
Not higher.
What? Everybody pay attention now.
He's talking to us.
What? Incense!
I got it.
Don't fall asleep now. We need to make sure the Bodhisattvas and Buddhas are happy. Okay? Because until you reach the 10th ground, you cannot possibly see the dharmas in everywhere. You can't. Don't know yet. Okay?
So the 10,000 you're talking about, just everything is speaking Dharma?
Everything is Mahayana.
Right. Everything is speaking Dharma.
Everything.
What's affecting us now whether we actually know that we're hearing it or not. We're not actually.
Right now, you're lucky you understand one.
Right.
He sees everything is Dharma.
Okay.
In other words, he can explain anything as Dharma to us. So we ask him a question, he can stop talking. He said, oh, by the way, this is it. And then. Can't stop. Isn't that fascinating? To give you an idea of what we're talking about. Remember Confucius? Một người khi mà người nói là 10 vạn vật đều nói pháp đó, có nghĩa là nó ngược lại là cái người ta đến cái trình cảnh giới đó rồi thì người ta bất cứ gì phải giảng ra thành pháp, nói gì thành pháp. hỏi câu trả lời không bao ngừng được. Ok, để cho quý vị thấy hiểu cái cảnh giới của thầy ông, cái người Bồ Tát dễ sợ. Biết Khổng Tử, Confucius, right? What did he say? His famous saying is what? If I see 3 people walking, what?
One is going to be my teacher.
2 of them are my teachers. Là Khổng Tử nổi tiếng là nói là tôi thấy 3 người đi đó, 2 người là thầy của tôi thấy 2 người đó là thầy của tôi, 2 người trong 3 là thầy của tôi. See that? He's a bodhisattva. He's called English&Vietnamese, Thủy Nguyệt Bồ Tát. Khổng Tử Kiệt ra, he's a bodhisattva. He's enlightened. Okay. And his level is that 2 out of 3 is my teachers. The 3 of you sit there. He says, well, that's not naming names. So 2 of you are my teachers. 1 of you is not. Who do you think that 1 person is? Huh? Never mind. Okay, let's not get personal here.
I thought he said all 3 was his teachers.
No,
There's something-
only 2. He says 2. He says 2 of them are my teachers. This is incredible wisdom, folks. Come on, think about it. This is incredible wisdom. Can you look at 3 people and say 2 of you are my teachers and 1 of you is not? Can you?
No.
I can. I said, I can't recognize any of you.
He said
I'm 0.
the one who's really good, he wants to emulate. The one who's really bad, he doesn't want, tells him what not to do. And I thought there was something with the third one too.
He only sees 2. Whatever his rationale is, I'm simplifying it because I'm dumb. I can't memorize all these things. I only remember 2. Okay, 2 out of 3. That's my max. I max out at 2. Okay. The point is that he can recognize 2 out of 3 as people he can learn from. Think about it. It's incredibly wise. You know. As a bodhisattva, the 10th round, he says, all 3 are my teachers. Cái về Khổng Tử dễ sợ. 2 thấy 3 người này, 2 người là lần thầy mình có thể nhận được 2 người để có thể khả năng dạy cho mình phải học hỏi. Trí huệ ngài Khổng Tử cao dễ sợ, thì phải là ngài Thủy Nguyệt Bồ Tát giác ngộ. Cái ngài mà thập địa, ngài nói 3 người đều là thầy của tôi. Không phải 3 người không, 1.000 người đều là thầy của tôi. No only 3. The 10,000 of you are all my teachers. Inconceivable. All right. So 10th round is incredible kind of wisdom, right? So he can understand so much, and then he says, I choose not to progress any further because I know so much. I want to use all I know to help living beings before I help myself. So he sees a living being and says, I'm going to find ways to help this living being. And then the next one, the next one, the next one, next one, next one. He gets this stuff. What is that called? Great compassion. Translates into words, folks. It's into action, folks, not words. Do it. Ngài thập địa mà nói thấy một chúng sanh nói phải giúp người này, phải cứu người này, cứu người kia, cứu hết người khác. Okay. Không bao nhiêu người nữa. Cái đó gọi là đại bi. Đại bi là làm chứ không phải là nói. Ngài lo cho chúng sanh trước, không tự lo thân. Did they answer your question? That's his rationale why he chooses to stay there. Because he stuck. You ask me. the boy is stuck. I mean, the man is stuck. He sees crossing over the means. I'm kidding. I'm being facetious, of course. You know that. Who am I to comment about these folks?
But didn't you say that when you help somebody, then you have to pay?
Yeah. He's willing to pay.
He would have to pay for retribution too, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gladly, you know. Unlike me, what's in it for me? Yeah. He pays for you. He doesn't tell you about it. He just helps. Never mind. Next. Okay. That's the kind of mindset that you end up with. Right now, we are still a little bit petty. Oh, wait a minute. What's in it for me? What's in it for my family? What's in it for my children? You know. But then you eventually outgrow all that small thinking, and you merge with the infinite. Okay? That's why wisdom is an unfolding process. It's unfolding out, folding out. Okay? No hurry. Right? We have time. You have time. I'm only describing you the state of these bodhisattvas, where just like us, they went through our phases. They would, like us, sit here and say, I don't know, I know, I like Vietnamese, but I don't know about Algerians or Indians. Indians here is orange. Okay. So you still discriminate, okay? You say, yeah, I have limits to what I'm willing to do, right? Maybe my family, maybe my son, maybe my wife, maybe my sister. But I don't know about the suicide bombers. They're confused. They're not worth saving. Not like that. One after another. Next. That's what fun is. Think about it. Think about the fun, how much fun it is, folks. You think they do it like the way we do? No, they use the spiritual powers. They manifest into infinite bodies to help all of us.
Yeah, that's my another question actually. So if they have so many bodies, each body is independent on their own, or they know that.
This is the kind of details I don't have. Okay, so you're forcing my hands here. Let me go out a little. Okay. What do I know? Commenting about states, I don't know. Okay, but let me venture a guess. Okay. You should not have this centralized thinking process like Obama. Okay? You should realize is that everything is only a response to the conditions, not centrally directing. See what I mean? See, that's still your finite model. You know what I'm talking about? You say, I sit here, I say, oh, a Vietnamese guy, let's help him. Oh, Japanese woman. You know? No, it's instantaneous. See? Inconceivable. They don't go like us and say, oh, index plus 1, index plus 2, index plus 3, like in programming. No, too slow. At the same time. Okay, never mind, let's move on, because you're gonna get me in trouble here. Speaking about things I don't understand. Okay, any other thing, any other questions? 178. Yes? Okay. The concept here is that he remained a long time to help. He's very attached to helping us. Very, very attached. Mà đi tạng người tác tội đó. Rất là chấp trước và giúp. You see, because think about it. 53rd, meaning one more position and then one more. That's it. We made it. Right? Don't you have this temptation to say, hey, we're so close to the end goal. That's get closer. Right? Not like that. It's incredible compassion. Think about it. Infinite. Not a Buddha yet, and yet it's infinite compassion. Does that help, Danny? Because that's the message there is the infinite compassion, not the countless. I don't understand anyone. You don't understand anyone. No one understands anything except for the Buddhas. Even Bodhisattvas don't understand it. You know that? No way Bodhisattvas understand it either.
Is that like when they see others as self and helping others is just like doing your own work? It's not.
They don't see it yet. See, that's why they need to do it. See, this guy asks good questions. He understands only theory, but he doesn't quite understand how to make the connection yet. Okay, but that's the concept behind it. He's doing it because he needs to do it until he understands that he and everyone is the same. You see the beauty of Mahayana? They do it not because they're stupid. It's out of necessity, folks. Does it help, Randy?
So once they complete that, then they jump over the last chasm.
That's when they move on to the next
last
one.
little bit of self or others that's still
That ignorance, yes. The one life production. The one life. Which they cannot see. They cannot possibly see. Okay? So that's why they keep on doing it. It's very difficult. In other words, you flip it around, you see how difficult it is, folks. How extremely difficult it is. We can talk about concepts and say, oh, you enlighten you, all those things. For them to be able, they still have this one piece of ignorance. Okay? Tiny, that they cannot see, and they have to work so hard to get rid of it. Yeah.
Didn't the Buddha say that Earth Store Bodhisattva can become a Buddha? Right?
He's a Buddha already.
Yeah, so there should be no ignorance.
No. The point here is that it's kind of pulling the leg a little bit. Okay. The Buddha is saying, hey, look at how stupid he sits there for a long time, okay? Because it's for a reason. Okay. To teach you a lesson about compassion. The point I just explained to you is the real reason behind the text mentioning he's in a 10th round. Because compassion, okay, when you're at that level, this is the ideal of these folks, their state. They're extremely compassionate, and then they need to do that, okay, for the cultivation. Before they can see that part of ignorance, before they have enough blessings to be able to see it. Okay, folks? You understand the process? Why he has to say it one after another? Because he is accruing what, Jenny? Right? He's accruing so much blessings before he can see it. Because until you have enough blessing, even if I describe it to you, you cannot see it. You will not believe me. This is where you have to act, you cannot talk. You cannot explain, you have to do. Make sense? Because by doing, you have blessings. With blessings, then you can understand. You cross your legs. You sit there, you have to bear the discomfort. Because why? Because in doing that, you're accruing blessings for you to understand. Okay? You don't want to, it's up to you. No one is forcing you. But if you do it, understand why you're doing it. Why we're telling you to do it. Make sense? Yeah.
So just making sure I understand. So crossing the leg physically, like this morning you mentioned that it's clearing the mind. That's the physical part of it.
Yeah.
But the other part is crossing the leg is building up the blessings. Right?
Concurrently.
Right.
Your blessing and you clear your mind. Both concurrently. Instantaneously. Simultaneously. It's non-linear, my friend. You're thinking linearly. Avatamsaka flower, the flower Dharma Sutra principle is tung tung yun khởi. At the same time. Inconceivable. Okay? Non-linear. Okay? Well, I can't explain that in Vietnamese. My Vietnamese is not good enough. Okay? Anyone else? Okay. Manjushri, the awesome spirit and vows of this Bodhisattva are inconceivable. If good men or women in the future hear this Bodhisattva's name, say his name, praise him, regard and worship him, make offerings to him, or if they draw, carve, cast, sculpt, or lacquer his image, they will be born among the heaven of the 33 100 times and will never again fall into the evil paths. Số 181 Văn Thu Sứ Lợi. Hoài thần thệ nguyện của vị Bồ Tát này không thể nghĩ bạc. Trong vị lai thiền nam hay thiền nữ nào nghe được danh từ của vị đại sĩ này, hoặc tán thán hoặc chiêm ngưỡng, lễ bái hoặc xưng danh hoặc cúng dường, cho đến vẽ khắc làm khuôn đắp hoặc sơn hình tượng của đại sĩ, thì người ấy sẽ được trăm lần sinh lên trời bao đời, vĩnh không đọa ác đạo. This is the part where it's easy for us to understand why we study this sutra. Because this sutra is sort of a manual for us to see, to obtain benefits. Okay? Mình cái kinh là cẩm nang để mình tu để có hưởng những cái lợi ích. Okay. Inconceivable benefits of this sutra. Why this sutra is inconceivable? Inconceivable meaning tại sao bất khả tư nghị? Bất khả tư nghị có nghĩa là không có khả định được. Okay? Không khả định được cái sự. Because it cannot be imagined with your mind, and you cannot possibly comprehend it, therefore it cannot be ascertained. Ascertained. Number 182. Okay? Slide number 182. There is no way for you to possibly comprehend. Because this is beyond the realm of your conscious thinking, your conscious mind. Yeah?
They use this word a lot, inconceivable.
Yeah.
That's what they're referring to. The conscious mind has to shut down before the wisdom can unveil itself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys don't believe it anyway, so we have people say, hey, say it at least 100 times. Inconceivable, inconceivable, what for? He says, oh, boring. Tell me something I understand. Precisely!
And it has nothing to do with intellect.
Huh?
Nothing to do with it all.
That's everything with the intellect. That same mind, intellect, he wants to understand, you cannot possibly understand.
That's why they say PhDs in Buddhism is no good.
Say what?
If you try to get a PhD in Buddhism,
They're a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, very right. Yeah, that's
They're a joke because it's based on what? Conscious mind.
right.
And what are they doing? Using conscious mind to try to understand something inconceivable? It's funny how they translate all the sutras and they explain, oh, we are the expert about Buddhology and everything, right? And they translate bất khả tư nghị, bất khả tư nghị as inconceivable or incomprehensible, right? And none of them explains inconceivable. None of them.
No.
And it's amazing how today, finally Randy is beginning to catch up. We say things for a reason. It's like a hint for you, dropping a hint. We have to say it 10,000 times. Inconceivable, inconceivable, meaning you cannot understand. He said, let me see if I can understand what you said. That's what Ken does to me constantly. Let me see if I understand you. Let me see if I understand you, Master. I respect you, but let me see if I understand you. You can't understand me. No matter how hard you try, no matter how smart you are, no matter how educated you are, you cannot possibly understand. Inconceivable. You can't. How many times you have to tell me? Yes.
Is it also implying should not be understood?
No. Do not try to understand.
actually, I think the implication is true understanding.
I'm speaking from the perspective of cultivation. If you cultivate and you try to understand that, you cannot understand. You get stuck. You get stuck. You see, like text, he comes to us, we say, this guy talks funny. He's kind of funny, you know. He looks funny, he talks funny. Okay, so, but I kind of like, I kind of understand what he's talking about. I said, text, good luck. You're walking up the wrong tree, my friend.
You can't count him because he's artists. Artists in a different world.
Yeah, yeah.
Us regular people that work for a living, pay taxes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's kind of loony, right? Yeah. But he's yeah. Go ahead.
So,
This gets really personal for Walk. You guys haven't noticed. Walk has been trying to understand me all the past couple of years. He and his wife. Let me see. I got what he wants. He needs to teach me. Yes, go ahead.
So, you understand with your wisdom? See, that's the thing that I'm trying to. He's understanding with wisdom.
He's beginning to ask better questions. I like the question. Can you repeat the question? Because the question is very good. Repeat the question. Do your work. Why do you have to do all the work here? Oh, you guys will help me out because
You repeat on internet?
Yeah, repeat the question. Remember I said because they can't hear the question very well.
Oh, I was gonna type it.
Okay, you can type. That's fine. Okay, whatever. Okay, so how do we understand? The question should be, how do we understand? How do I get to understand?
But then it's inconceivable because when you use the word understand, you're still using the conscious thing. So that's why I'm trying to see is wisdom has that understanding factor in there, or is it completely different?
How do you understand? Is that a fair paraphrasing of what you're getting at? Never mind about the rest. Tell me how I understand. Because I'm a scientist, I need to understand. tell me how I understand you. How come no one ever asked me that? All these years. Huh? How do I understand? You tell me I can't understand you. How do I understand you? Flip it around. Throw it back at my face.
But don't you already teach us how to?
Huh?
By crossing our legs?
Enlightenment, wisdom. How you love it, man. Come on now.
This is what I lived for, this very moment, the entire week. Okay? look at your stupid face. And just, huh?
I love it.
You smart people of the world, I'm accomplished businessman, I'm accomplished cultivator, I'm a professor, I'm a manager, I'm a successful professional. And yet you don't understand. You understand. By stopping your conscious mind. You have to stop it first. Okay? You have to stop it. So for example, if you sit there and you say, I don't understand you. Okay? I want to understand you. What is that? Your conscious mind. Isn't it? Right? That's what it is. I want to understand you. I want to understand what he says. I want to get what he says. Who's speaking? Conscious mind. Conscious. The I. The I. The I. Okay? You stop it. Then you understand. So Randy has, that's your, he's not the only one. All of you are like that. You sit there and say, I want to understand Mahayana. I want to understand the teaching. I said, you can't. You can't. Every week, you can't. I don't want to understand. You can't. I want to understand. It's been going on for 2 years now, okay? See how patient I am? You can't. You can't. Never mind. Explain it to me. You can't.
Is that why when we don't understand something, usually the Dharma Master will say, contemplate it, but don't think about it?
It doesn't always work, unfortunately.
Just let go.
Just let
That's a
go.
very good question, by the way. This guy he's like a library of quotes of different dharmas. Yeah, after 20 years of reading a lot of junk, that's what you end up in. You have all these things, all mumbo jumbo in your head. See, and he thought I was praising him. He thought I was about to praise him. And all you savvy and students of Mahayana out there, meaning Jack and Musong, whatever the guy online, all of them. Okay, they think they research the sutras, therefore they understand everything. This is why it's beyond telling you to stop thinking. Even if we tell you to stop thinking, you cannot stop thinking, can you? You see? You got that? I can tell you too to stop thinking. Yeah, I believe you, Master, but I can't stop thinking. So how do you do it?
In somebody, try to get into somebody and you don't think anymore.
You have to raise to somebody though. It's only one way. The highly progressed flavor, like the next level for you, that's when the conscious mind begins to start working. That, if you were in the audience last month when I explained the heavens, that's when you start. But you were there, so I didn't explain it. Next level is when your conscious mind begins to start working. Then you begin to see glimpses. It goes for you, for you, for you, for you. Okay? Because right now, you sit there and you guys are so full of yourself. Say, I'm a successful person. I'm a respectable citizen of the world. I have more money than you. I have better education than you. My English is better than you. My Chinese is better than you. Well, your Vietnamese stinks. Okay? What? I'm a scientist. Yeah? I'm older than you. I'm your mother. I'm much older than you. I'm so much more experienced than you. Okay? All those things. It's all your conscious mind acting up. Nothing new. You reach samadhi, that's when that mind ceases. Okay? Temporarily. Temporarily. So you begin to get glimpses, you begin to see glimpses of the truth. And then you get confused again. And then you see glimpses, you confuse again. You see that text? That's why it's important to cross your legs. Because it enables you to see glimpses.
Right.
And then you get, even if you get confused again, at least you have references. You say, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to stay, that side. And it affirms your faith. See, the secret of cultivation of what? It's not about thinking. It's not about understanding. What is it? Faith. Faith. Doing develops faith. Because you need to be able to have a glimpse, Jenny, before you begin to believe what I tell you. Agree? Because right now, unless you have a glimpse of that, you say, I like you. You're fun. You're funny. Okay? It's worth my gas expense to drive over here. But that's about it. Okay? Because until you see it, I'm not sure about this. Doubt it. See how beautiful cultivation is. Huh? You see, you think it's something so advanced, so far off, and so difficult. It's about developing faith, folks. That what you see is true for yourself. You need to see it for yourself before you have new faith. Agree? If I describe it to you, it's not your vision, it's not your truth, it's mine. Or it's my sales pitch. To be real truthful. So my sales pitch. You need to see it, folks. Agree? Why does Mahayana keep on going back to what that one thing? Faith. First thing we explained to you about the earlier last week was about the fivefold profound meaning. Remember, at first we explained sutra. We explained about the five profound meaning. What's the first thing? Faith. Remember? Oh no, that's in Medicine Master Sutra. I lost track.
So how do you increase the time that you stay in a samadhi? That's another way of, I mean, if you keep spending more time in the samadhi, then you have more wisdom. Is there a method to, even though we are living beings, but trying to extend that time?
You have to work at it. Why, you want a shortcut?
Well, yeah.
Is it unreasonable to ask for one more shortcut? Okay, any other questions? Okay, we are running out of time. So, anyway, so the gods, humans, and others do not believe because their conscious mind is still taking over. Okay? So, but anyway, there's no way for them to understand the extent of Earth Store Bodhisattva's merit and virtues. We're back on slide 182, and his good roots. And there's no way for you to believe that you can enter enlightened Buddha state. Okay? Quý vị không thể nào tin được là cái nguyên trời, mấy thiên, mấy nhân, mấy người kẻ khác không thể tin được, tại vì tin được tại vì cái óc phân biệt nó còn hành hung, nó còn hoạt động, thành không tin được cái Địa Tạng Bồ Tát công đức thiện căn. Nhất là không tin được là có thể ngộ nhập được Phật cảnh giới. You know what enter enlightenment the Buddha state? You know what that is? Biết cái đó là gì? Ngộ nhập Phật cảnh giới là gì? You know what that is?
You can't become like the Buddha.
No. No.
Samadhi state.
Hmm?
Samadhi state.
You mean the ground?
Close.
The last ground?
Close.
That we have the same potential as the Buddha.
Hmm. You see the same thing as the Buddha. Same exactly. Same truth. But, just a small caveat. But, except, see, when you see people talk big, you have to watch for the following words, except. See how truthful they are.
We're learning.
Okay? Because what they're able to see is a glimpse of the Buddha state. Remember the glimpse thing I talked about, huh, Jenny? The glimpse? This is when they have a glimpse of the Buddha nature. And they see it and say, wow, all this time, he has not been pulling my leg. And guys, what happens? His faith is deeper. He too needs to deepen his faith. She too needs to deepen her faith. See how consistent the teaching is. Keep working at it. Keep accruing and accruing because it develops the faith more and more and more and more. Okay? Does it help? See, it bothers the heck out of me when I read all these big words like can enter enlighten the Buddha state. See, please explain that to me. Because I have really selfish motives. I fret the day when I sit here in this chair and someone asks me, Master, what does it mean enter enlighten the Buddha state? Okay. Anyway. And attain mastery of all dharmas. Okay, you're in charge, and you can. They can't believe you can stop all over the universe, all Buddha lands, to help living beings. That's what he does. That's what Earth Store Bodhisattva does. It goes everywhere. Here, we're worried about transportation and polluting the environment with our our vehicles. Here he goes and no pollution, no damage to the environment. Yes. Questions?
That can enter and enlighten to Buddha state, that's entering that realm of inconceivable.
Actually, in the Dhammapada Sutra, it says, 得佛之戒, obtain the Buddha's knowledge and wisdom. That's what I mean. You don't know how scary it is for me personally when I read all these sutras, because my profession is to explain sutras. Okay, because no matter what we do, no matter how good we are in chant or reciting Buddha's name, we have to explain sutras. If we don't explain sutras, you guys don't understand Mahayana. Okay? You don't understand Mahayana, you cannot cultivate. You see the catch-22 situation.
Sure.
you don't know how to cultivate, you can't understand. Even if you know how to cultivate a little bit, you still need to bring it to the point where you understand, you know how to understand Mahayana to cultivate. It's a chicken and egg problem. Okay, so you read all these sutras, Swadia, and all these words are thrown at you. It's a scary thing. Frightening. Okay. So now you know why I tried to explain it in English. Because I never had that chance. When I cultivated, I had all these questions spinning around my head. What if they ask me that question? How can I get out of it without looking too stupid? And then they will come back the following week. Right? But now I figure it doesn't matter. No matter what I say, they don't come back anyway. So it's I didn't have to feel that, right? But it's important because we need to explain it in English so that you guys take the mystery, you demystify Mahayana. Mahayana is something like I can sit there and explain to you to enter and enlighten the Buddha state, and then you walk away and say, wow, someday I need to do that. I have no idea what it is. Right? A rather unimpressive way to explain the sutra. The sutras are meant for you to understand. If you understand, then you can use it. You don't understand, it's useless. Mahayana is useless. Okay? And the beautiful thing is that the Chinese teaching, because this is where this comes from, this is where my knowledge comes from, is beautiful. If you take Chinese and translate into Vietnamese, it's beautiful because it's very concise, very, very flowery, very poetic. So to translate that into English, it's a scary thing. You need to understand the Chinese poetry, the Chinese meaning, the Mahayana meaning, and then translate it into English. Okay? And so I want to say thank you for the opportunity to explain it to you, because without your coming, I wouldn't have the chance to explain it to you. Okay? Because I made myself a promise. I said, as long as one person comes, and ask me the meaning of these sutras, I will spend all the time in the world to explain them. Okay? Because I want to return the favor. Because it was extended to me when I cultivated it. So my assignment from my teacher is that he wanted me to explain it in English. Okay? Even though it's only a handful you're willing to listen, but it's important that we document it so that in the future, when we reach that level, we understand how to cultivate. Because his students are not doing it right now. Okay? Anyway, so that's my 2 cents worth for today. And we stop here on slide 183. Let me see if I mark it before I forget again. Any final questions before we stop for the day? Yes? No questions? Are you maxed out today? Huh? Okay. One, I don't even have I haven't even exceeded my notes. I have no, you see, my notes usually have this to remind me that the teaching point. I went beyond that already. See how you make me do what you make me do, huh? Terrible.
That's good.
That's the Transcript American version, and then enjoy the rest of the weekend.